We have tornadoes on the ground in the south. We'll talk about where the severe weather is moving over the next 24 hours. New Year's Eve looks to be a mess for portions of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and New England. And the models continue to signal for some very serious snowstorms through the plains and potentially the south as we move through January. All right, let's talk about the weather. First off, we do have a couple tornado warnings down here in eastern Texas. We have an observed tornado right now heading towards League City, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And we also have a radar indicated tornado heading towards Woodville, Texas, and Jasper, Texas. This severe weather setup down here is extremely dangerous. I can't say it enough. If you're in this area, stay weather alert. We now have a moderate risk for severe weather through many portions of Mississippi and Louisiana. This is the second highest risk level you can have. And what this means is it is very likely to see severe, long-lasting, intense storms through this region, including tornadoes, even possibly eclipsing EF2 and EF3 tornadoes. Again, this is no joke. Take this seriously if you're in this area. The surrounding areas as well, there are still chances for tornadoes and very severe weather. As I discussed in my video yesterday, the severe weather will shift off to the east as we move into tomorrow, encompassing much of northern Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. From Philly to Boston, we expect your New Year's Eve night to be very rainy, and this could be some very heavy downpours. Portions of Ohio, western PA, and western upstate New York could also see some rain. And again, as we wake up on New Year's Day, we do expect a lot of cold air to move in after that rainfall. Coastal Washington and Oregon, it's looking to be a messy New Year's Eve for you as well, with low elevation rainfall and high elevation snow. Although a large portion of the country will experience pretty dry conditions on New Year's Eve. Here's a look at our current temperature anomalies. As you can see, it's very hot. Here's a look at our temperature anomalies on New Year's Day. And as we move through the first week of January, here comes potentially the coldest air of the season through much of the plains and the eastern US. And we're talking 20 to 30 degree below average temperatures in January, meaning potential wind chills into the Midwest, northern plains, and central plains as low as -30 to -40 degrees. I do think this temperature outlook's a little bullish, and we may see these temperatures pull back a little bit, although there's good model consensus around this cold air, and I do believe it will be our coldest air of the season thus far. I think we all need to keep our eye on around the 4th to the 6th time frame, because there is some model consensus around a very large snowstorm sweeping through the central plains and through the Great Lake region. There is some agreement on this storm potentially bringing a lot of snow into New England and portions of the Mid-Atlantic as well. What you were just looking at is the Euro. Here's the GFS. It really puts together the same type of event, although the GFS wants to bring this snow much farther into the south. And this is very far out as well, but you can see the GFS wants to bring some snow very far south down into the Carolinas and potentially Georgia as we move into the second week of January. So does the Euro, but a little bit farther out west. So does the CFS. And our Canadian model wants to give us a chance as well. Again, you never want to believe the future radars this far out, but the atmospheric setup stays strong for a potential southerly snowstorm. And we continue to watch this region specifically for elevated snow through the first couple weeks, maybe the first few weeks of January. The cold air is very likely to be there, and a lot of these models like the Euro really do want to activate that subtropical jet and produce that moisture we would need in the region as well for southerly snow. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this type of content, feel free to throw me a follow. I make posts like this every single day, and I stream every single night. I'll see you in the next video.